What's going on, everybody? It's Milbro here. I'm going to be giving my honest thoughts and opinions on 7 Days to Die after it's been dropped as 1.0 and whether or not you should buy it in 2025. So, one thing I will say right out the bat is I have about 478 hours in the game. I do content on this game, but I would say I am decently experienced in the game. I know somewhat what I'm talking about in the game. So, and for those of you that may be watching this and you don't know what 7 Days to Die is, best thing to give you as simple of an explanation as possible. 7 Days to Die is a open world survival, crafting, and building game. Basically, you can mold the world however you like to your vision, and you can that whether it be destroying houses or skyscrapers and building your own horde base to how you want it to be in order to survive an in-game horde that is every in-game 7 days, hence why it's called 7 Days to Die. That's what's set to you by default. So it's like you can build, you can survive, and you fight zombies, and also even animals, as you might be seeing here. So I'm gonna go over some pros here really quick. Well, first off, and so the big thing is with 7 days you have for pros is personally it's a beautiful game. It's like if you're watching the gameplay, you can just kind of take a look. It's like there are times where this game is absolutely gorgeous for the graphics it has and everything like that. It is a gorgeous game. So, and then, like I was saying in my brief explanation, you basically can. Our big pro is like you literally get to mold the world to how you like it. Whether you want to dig up a big old quarry, like have a big old pit, and if you want to build a big parking garage or skyscraper, you can do that. Literally, this game is you can build it just about however you want it. Once you're ready to. There is a shape menu with I want to say I think it's 2,000 shapes if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, but it is very much like mold your own world how you want it. Another pro is there's a good selection of weapons, I would say, for its currency in the game. It's you got for melee weapons your clubs, your knives, machete, baseball bat. You got sledgehammers, you got a stun baton, you got spears, and you got a good variety there for your ranged weapons. You got a bow and arrow, all the way up to an M60 light machine gun. You even got rocket launcher. You even got handguns, revolvers, and submachine gun. You got stuff like AK and a tactical AR, which is basically like your AR-15. You got your double-barrel shotgun, pump-action shotgun, even an auto shotgun. Overall, very good range selection in the game. And zombie variety, is another pro, I would say. There is a decent selection of zombies in the game. Like you got from your just regular shamblers to burnt zombies that are on fire. You even got cob zombies, nurse zombies. You even got some you even got radioactive spitter zombies. This zombie named the white zombie. He is a super zombie in a sense. Super cool stuff, and it's I even got a zombie that will has an explosive on him, and he will blow up if you hit his button. And another pro is you got a decent selection of transportation. You got bicycle. You start off with a bicycle, and then you typically advance to a mini bike, and then you got a motorcycle, and then you got a kind of like a monster truck Jeep 4x4, and then you even got a gyrocopter for flying. It's a decent amount of vehicles, and I would say that is generally a pro. You also got trader quests and traders that you can get items from via the currency called Dukes, and which you earn from doing these quests. And the all the POIs, as we call them in the game, they are kind of dungeon styles. Most of them are, and some of them are just really well laid out, like kind of really beautiful, and like really gets you in the feel. And so I'm gonna go into something that's kind of, I wouldn't put as a pro or a con. It's kind of it depends on the person. 7 Days to Die is a game that is depending on what difficulty you're playing on, especially if you go up in the higher difficulties. 7 Days to Die is typically an unforgiving game. Me, with 470 hours, I have been taken out by zombies multiple times, and I don't mind that. It's part of the fun of the game. Like, to put it simply, with 7 Days, if you don't like being taken out by zombies in the game, then you might not like. If you don't like dying, this is probably not for you. It's very much one of those, you need to adapt to the game and overcome zombies. So it's like, I personally like the challenge of it. So, and now we're gonna come up on the cons here. There is also, actually, before I go into that, I just remembered a pro. There is also random gem worlds. So basically, like, no two worlds are going to be the same. Like, so if you have one game that is, if you generate one seed, like, and then generate another, you will not find two that are identical to each other. Now, okay, going into cons. So, I said the weapon selection is decent in my pro section. To be honest, it's like, when you have as much hours in the game as me, and like there are people that are on PC, I play on PlayStation 5, that have way more time than me. Like, I've heard like cases of like where people have over 3,000 hours in the game. So but to me, it's like the game could use a couple more weapons, like to help float out the variety a bit more, and like kind of like use more of every weapon class. Because after a while, it's like as you kind of go through like the progression of the game, it's kind of as you kind of get stuck and you kind of realize like this game is a little bit, like progressing through the weapons, it kind of gets a little old. But it's like you can do, but it's like, like, just generally would like more weapons in the game. The vehicle selection is decent. While that is a pro, in my opinion, there is, like, I will say the game could use more vehicles. Like, only having 5 vehicles in the game is a little bit discouraging, especially like with all the cars that you can find in the game that can be salvaged up for materials. It'd be nice to have something like like a couple more vehicles we could drive, like, and so this next con I'm going into, it's like, this has to do with the devs kind of more than the game itself. But the devs, the Fun Pimps, they have this kind of mentality of nerfing the player as a way of building, because like the zombie pathing is, they have it to where like zombies will exploit, they will basically, they will know what's wrong with your base, and they are kind of like, they're not your typical zombie. They're like they're referenced as like having like structural engineering degree zombies. They will try to track everything down. It's like, and basically it's like, if someone, like, especially a big content creator for 7 days, like, I will not name any names, but finds like a broken block in the game, like that is like extremely overpowered to exploit the zombie AI and all that, and that really kind of blows up across the 7 Days community, then the devs will usually nerf that block and by changing how the zombies path and everything like that. And it's like they've been doing this for years from what I've seen, and typically that kind of hurts the player base because it hurts the game itself because they're kind of more focused on this kind of thing. So, and this kind of brings me into my next con. It's like there's a lack of bandits, and on their roadmap, like if you look at their roadmap, there is typically, it's like they've been pushing bandits back for a couple years now, and it's like because of how the devs are, they have it's like it'd be nice if the devs stopped focusing on nerfing how we build our bases to focus on more new content, like like more vehicles, more weapons, and more more of the good old get bandits in the game, maybe even have friendly NPCs. I know game development takes time, but considering the game is in it's past version 1 at this point, that this is kind of a big con to me. Another thing is like there's no the weather does not really affect you in the game. This is going to be resolved in a future update, like involving the weather system. And so it's like for now it's a con. I'll put it in the con section, but it's like just be aware that like the weather doesn't really affect you all that much in the game as a character. And so it's and another thing is like there is like this is regarding like the pieces of armor we have in the game. So to put it simply, armor pieces have like bonuses to your character and everything like that. And there's some redundant armor pieces like that where it's kind of like they just have this typical where they have this like a niche bonus that another armor piece does the same bonus but does it better. It's like makes it kind of obsolete. So it kind of sucks a little bit. And then last con I can think of is like, and this is okay. 2 more cons I can think of that really suck, and I play on PlayStation 5, and so basically one is you have a lack of save space on console version of 7 Days to Die. You only get 1 gigabyte of save space, and to put this into perspective, on that's only about enough room for 3 random gen worlds, and that's with like using the save system to its fullest. So that really sucks. It's like compare this to the PS4 version of 7 Days to Die that is no longer sold. We could have up to 4 worlds at once. There was no kind of weird like save data limit, all that. And so my last kind of con here is we have limited player space, so there is only, I believe, a host player. It's peer-to-peer connection, and it's like then I believe it's either 3 or 4 players on consoles, so it's like it's kind of limited, but it's a little bit weird. So, guys, give my honest review on 7 Days. If you're considering buying it in 2025, it's about, I want to say $40. I can't, 40, 45 bucks. I got it on sale when it dropped on PS5 version. So it's like I got it for like 35 bucks. To be honest, it is a very unique game. It is, I really love it, and I think it is worth getting into the time if you're looking for a zombie survival game. And I'd say the pros kind of outweigh the cons, and so I would wait for a sale, like personally, like wait for it to go on sale and then buy it. If you made it this far into the video, you like what you see, please leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. Helps the channel out so much. Turn on notifications. Have a great day. Take care.